This is as much a discussion about this clock as it is with this microphone, which is a Diety Lavalier microphone. So the problem with the clock is that it is now 2:25 and it is running slightly fast over a 24-hour period. It is about to stop because the weights are near the bottom. So I'm going to wind this up. This is the strike side here. Okay, so I'm going to advance this while I wind the time side. Okay. Okay, that's 11. Now, it was going on and on like that because I think this is a little tripwire right here, and this is a little tripwire right here, and as I push up, the paddle raises and then allows it to strike. I think what happened was I pushed it up and then it stuck in the up position. So we'll just do that. So that's 1 o'clock. 2 o'clock. Okay, so we'll wind this thing up to the very top. This is only a 30-hour clock, so it has to be wound once a day. Now, a lot of people say that these need constant adjustment. Maybe they do. I don't have a problem with these clocks. I know one thing that sometimes they're a little hard to keep in beat. This one has been a little bit stubborn as far as staying in beat. Now, the time right now is 2:27, so the clock is about a minute fast over 24 hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the pendulum just a little bit. And I'm going to stop the clock and wait for the clock to catch up to the actual time. And that should be in maybe 30 seconds or so. So we'll give this thing a push. I think this clock is on the way to keeping good time. So we will just shut that. There it is, a 30-hour or one-day Chauncey Jerome clock from, I would say, the 1850s. It's got a wood dial with gesso spandrels right here in gold. Who knows? Maybe not real gold. It's got a tablet down here, which is a flower. This is not sure how this was made, but in any event, the red parts of the flower, I think, was something added a little later on. I don't see that as original. It might be. It might be original. I don't really see it as original. The movement was completely serviced. Bushings installed in worn pivot holes. And then the case was really, really remarkable condition. Obviously, after a cleaning, I discovered that a lot of the shellac had worn off, and so I gave this just one coat of shellac, and it came off very well. Door hardware, even the caps on top are original. And hands are original. Even the pendulum bob down here looks really old. I had to add the suspension spring. This was on a bell gong, and I took the bell gong out and replaced it with a coil gong. I think a coil gong would have been used at the time. Not absolutely sure, but that's from my research anyway. Here it is right here. Right here, a bell gong. Anyway, and that's it. It's $60 from an antique store in Great Village. I didn't dig over the price. Yes, I did. I got it down to $51 or $52. But you know, these things 20, 30 years ago, $400 or $500 for these things. Now they're worth nothing. This one, even in the condition it's in right now, is probably worth $100 tops, you know. And nice clock. I like it. I'll add it to my collection of 3 other ogees upstairs, one of which is a Chauncey Jerome, but a later one. The other one is a George C. Clark. And the last one is a Waterbury. Okay, so 3 of them. That'll be the 4th. And I'll put that upstairs on a shelf. Will I wind these? I do get to a point in a year that I'll run them for a month or so, and then I stop, and then they kind of sit for a year, and then I get it, in my mind to run them again, and I'll run all of them. Anyway, so this one is going to be a clock that will be part of my display upstairs, and I'll show you a picture of that display. The 4th clock upstairs is not an ogee, but it's a column clock by Sperry and Shaw, and this is what the clock looks like. Or these are what all the clocks look like. Anyway, that's it. That's my 30-hour ogee.